Hi everyone, I am back with your weekly astrology forecast. I tried this last week and it seemed to go over well. People seem to enjoy it, so I'm going to do it again. This week I'm going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. That's what the back looks like. That's one of the cards there. What this deck is, it's actually out of print now, unfortunately, but it has the 7 classical astrological bodies, which is the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, and it has a card for them in each of the signs. So this can really help you to learn what each of those mean. So it's a really cool kind of little deck. I don't really use it for divination, but I do use it to sort of help explain sort of astrology a little bit. So as always, I'm going to start with the moon, because the moon goes relatively fast around the whole zodiac. The zodiac's like a wheel of 360 degrees, and it's divided into 12 pieces, one for each of the signs, and each of those pieces of the pie is 30 degrees in length, though. So 30 times 12 is 360. Does that make sense? Well, the moon goes all the way around, takes about, I think it's 29.5 days for it to go all the way around. So the moon is the fastest moving body in the heavens, and it usually goes through about 3 signs a week. So we'll start with Monday. Monday, the moon moves very early into Aquarius at 12:35 a.m. Central Daylight Time. I'm using Central Time because that's where I am, so please adjust accordingly if you live somewhere else. And that's on Monday. Now, Moon in Aquarius, for this one we have independence, and definitely when the moon is in Aquarius, people are definitely feeling more independent. They want to do their own thing. They want to try new things. They want to learn new things. So the moon rules our moods, and moods, as you know, change very fast. So that is why, you know, it changes every 2.5 to 3 days, the moon sign, and you'll see kind of the energy in general shift for people. So people don't want to follow rules. They're feeling rebellious. They feel independent. They want to kind of do their own thing. So this is not the moon is going to be in Aquarius until Wednesday morning. So Monday, Tuesday are not good times to really work on collaborative efforts, but they are really good times to work on anything that has to do with computers or new technology or science, anything innovative or different. They're really good days for that. We have a void moon at 7:40 a.m. on Wednesday, and then the moon moves into Pisces at 10:51 a.m. on Wednesday, July 12th. So when the moon's in void, that means it's not making any aspects to any other planets. And so when the moon's in void, it's not a good time to start things. It's not a good time to buy some big ticket items. It's okay to buy groceries because those are short term, but nothing too big. So just keep doing what you're doing. Take it easy. And then, so like I said, at 10:51 a.m. on Wednesday, July 12th, the moon moves into Pisces, which is very comfortable and happy with. And it shows empathy. So definitely a time where we're feeling very dreamy, very connected to others. It's a good time to listen to music as well, or do photography. And so it's a time to just kind of relax. So I would say if you've got any work that you need to do, especially independent work on your own, get it done Monday, Tuesday, because Wednesday and Thursday and into Friday are going to be kind of more dreamy, relaxed time. They're really good for imagination or creativity. And then the moon has another void at 12 p.m. and then goes into Aries at 6:52 p.m. on Friday, July 14th. So moon in Aries, I'll show the card there, protection. So it definitely does us protective, kind of like a tiger mom over people, you know, because the moon also rules mothering and our sense of nurturing to a certain degree emotionally. So we're very protective of others. We're going to feel more energetic. So again, if you're looking to plan any activities, plan them more towards the weekend, like anything active, any sporting type events, anything that involves a lot of energy, put it towards the weekend. Put it towards Friday evening and Saturday and Sunday. Sunday we have a void at 9:19 p.m. and then the moon's going to move into Capricorn on the following Monday. So that is what's going on with the moon and the general moods. With the other bodies, it's not a particularly busy week. We had a busy week last week, and then this week is going to be a little bit calmer. The sun goes from 17 to 23 degrees of Cancer. The sun moves about a degree a day throughout the year. So it's in the sign of Cancer, which I'll show you the card there. It's resourcefulness, because Cancer is all about nurturing. And so when the sun's in Cancer, we're more interested in things like being around the home. We're more interested in things like our imagination. We're more interested in nurturing ourselves and others. The sun, the only aspect the sun's making is very late on Sunday, early Monday, depending where you are, is it has an opposition to Pluto at 11:35 p.m. on Sunday, July 9th. And that will go into Monday, July 10th as well. And that's a time where an opposition means the planets are opposite each other on the wheel, and therefore external trouble may show up. So things that, not just internal things, but things outside in our lives. So the sun is all about our will and our identity, and Pluto's about death and transformation. So there are changes going on that we feel threatened by. There's changes going on that make us upset, and depending where they are in our chart will be where they show up. It also leads to people being a little bit more aggressive and maybe making some unwise decisions. So, you know, just avoid sort of, I would say, people that maybe are more aggressive, or areas that might be a little more dangerous, things like that, because there's a lot of sort of like stressful energy kind of going on with that, and people are threatened by anything that's kind of different or change of any kind during this time. And with all of these aspects that are going on in the sky, they will affect you to a greater or lesser degree depending on what's in your personal chart. So this is a very general weather report for everyone. Mercury we have going from 7 to 16 degrees of Leo. So that is Mercury and Leo there. Drama. Mercury in Leo is very expressive, very dramatic, is over the top at times, but very emotive in getting across what they want to get across. So people are going to be very expressive, and Mercury has a sextile, which is a very positive influence, with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and good luck, at 3:46 p.m. on Friday, July 14th. This might give us opportunities to travel, opportunities to expand our ideas, to learn something new. But sextiles, unlike trines, which are both very positive aspects, trines are like something's just being dropped in your lap, pretty much. Sextile means you have to go out looking for that opportunity, or you have to go and find it or take action on it. So it's not just going to drop in your lap. But there may be some opportunities, maybe even to learn something from someone from another country on that day. Venus does not have any major aspects this week. She is going from 5 to 12 degrees of Gemini, and that is the card for Venus in Gemini. Flattery, because Venus in Gemini is all about talk. It's all about the cerebral. You gotta attract her mind during that time. So if you're looking for romance at this time, you really have to go about it in a way that's more about people's minds, more attracting them that way with your intelligence during this time. Mars doesn't have any major aspects either. He's going from 23 to 27 degrees of Cancer. Not totally comfortable in Cancer because Mars is very fiery and Cancer is a water sign. This one says quarrel, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. It can be in that we're more likely to have internal quarrels with ourselves because Mars wants to take action, but in the sign of Cancer, it tends to be more moody. Which can, I guess, lead to quarrels with others, but also with ourselves. Sometimes we're feeling off, but we're just not sure why. And that's because we may feel like our ability to take action isn't as great as it usually is. Jupiter is going from 14 to 15 degrees of Libra. Jupiter moves very slowly around the zodiac. 12 years it takes to go all the way around. So he only moves about a degree a week or so. And he's making what's called a quincunx to Neptune. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But basically, it's an aspect where they're, basically, if you think of what's opposite the wheel, it's one pie slice off. So it's 150 degrees. And that means that they're not getting along with each other. They don't understand each other. And so what this is showing is that for this week, there's going to be tension between us wanting to expand and do something new, and then also with our spirituality or something in our subconscious. So it's like, yeah, I really want to do this. Ooh, but I don't know if I should. And it has more to do with subconscious blocks or things from childhood or old things that are kind of holding us back from doing something new. So just watch for that this week. I'll show you, this is Jupiter in Libra, negotiation. Jupiter in Libra asks us to work with others in order to expand, to work in partnerships. Saturn is at 22 degrees of Sagittarius retrograde, meaning that it looks like it's moving backwards, so its energy is restricted or dimmed down in some way. He's at 22 degrees of Sagittarius this week. Saturn takes 28 years to go all the way around the zodiac. So he's in Sagittarius since about fulfillment. So he's in there for a few years, and he really asks us to, when he's in Sagittarius, Saturn's all about the hard work that we need to do, where we need to put in the work in order to grow. So he's sometimes like, people resent their Saturns, or they don't like their Saturn energy, but it is what is going to help you grow the most. So he's the most rewarding in a lot of ways. And collectively, we are being asked to examine our beliefs, asked to examine our philosophies. Yeah, so, and I know there's a lot of that going around. So he is not making any particular aspects. When he's in retrograde, he's asking us to re-examine all the hard work that we've done over the past while, and to really re-look at things. I don't have anything for any of the further planets with these cards, because they only have the 7 planets. But just quickly before I run out of time, Uranus is at 28 degrees of Aries. He's the planet of sudden insight, sudden events, shock, just inspiration, and he is making a trine with Vesta, the asteroid that has to do with our spirituality. So we have a lot of spiritual insights, especially Friday and Saturday of this week. Neptune's at 14 degrees of Pisces retrograde. He's not really doing anything. Same with Pluto, is at 18 to 17 degrees Capricorn going retrograde. He was making, though, he was opposite, he was opposite the sun and conjunct with the moon this past full moon. So it was a big full moon for making some big changes and shedding skins and transformation. Ceres goes from 29 degrees Gemini to 2 degrees of Cancer. Ceres, the asteroid in charge of nutrition and healing and nurturing and mothering, and she's moving into Cancer on Monday. So watch for, you're going to be feeling more emotionally nurturing towards people, wanting to mother people, wanting to just emotionally care for yourself and care for others during the week. And then the other asteroids aren't really making any big aspects. We have Pallas at 3 to 5 degrees of Taurus, Juno 9 to 7 degrees of Capricorn retrograde, Vesta at 26 to 29 degrees of Leo, and Chiron is at 28 degrees Pisces retrograde. So they're not really doing a whole lot. So I would say the big things for this week really is early in the week, the opposition of Sun to Pluto, and then we've got Ceres moving into Cancer, so we're feeling a lot more nurturing towards people. Watch for those sudden insights and inspirations, especially spiritual inspirations. And you may be feeling a little awkward. Look at where you're feeling a little awkward about growing and changing and doing something different this week. So that's what I'm seeing. If you have any questions, put below. If you want to know more kind of about astrology and stuff, let me know. I might do a series or something like a Astrology 101. Let me know if you're interested. Like and subscribe. I'll talk to you.